He wasn't supposed to get lost that day. An ordinary walk turned into an icy nightmare. But it was on this, the darkest night of his life, that a small spoiled house dog proved one important thing. True courage does not depend on size. When you are barely tall enough to reach the high grass, the world around you always seems enormous. Barney was an ordinary corgi. He had a funny walk, big ears that caught his owner's every word, and eyes that reflected an absolute, unconditional love for the world. His life consisted of soft carpets, a warm fireplace, and cozy evening walks. He didn't know what real hunger was. He didn't know true cold. Autumn that year was especially beautiful. The forest on the edge of town had turned into a blazing sea of red and gold leaves. During one of these walks, Barney caught an unfamiliar teasing scent. A wild animal flashed through the bushes, and an ancient instinct, dormant in his small body, suddenly awoke. Barney dashed forward, getting tangled in the dry leaves. He ran for only a minute, but when he stopped and looked back, the familiar path was gone. At first, he wasn't scared. Barney barked cheerfully, expecting his human to step out from behind the trees at any second, call his name with a smile, and clip on his leash. But the forest answered only with a hollow echo. The sun began to fall rapidly beyond the horizon. Along with it disappeared the golden colors of autumn. The forest dropped its beautiful mask and revealed its true face. The trees turned into dark giants, reaching out their bony branches toward him. A thick, icy fog descended. For a large dog, the forest is a challenge. For a short-legged corgi, it's an impassable maze. The tree roots felt like high walls, and the fallen branches like traps. With every hour, the temperature dropped. His warm coat, which saved him from a slight city draft, offered absolutely no warmth on the freezing, damp ground. Night fell. A cold, piercing autumn rain began to pour. Barney squeezed himself under the protruding roots of an old oak tree. He curled into a tight ball, trying to preserve any drop of warmth he could, and covered his nose with his fluffy tail. In the dark, the forest came alive. A branch snapped somewhere. Something rustled in the leaves very close by. In the distance, a long, blood-chilling howl rang out. Barney trembled, not just from the bone-deep cold, but from primal terror. That night, he remembered home. He remembered the smell of morning coffee, the warm hands that scratched him behind the ear, and the sound of kibble pouring into his bowl. These memories were so vivid, they felt real. He whimpered softly, and in that sound there was so much pain and loneliness that it seemed the trees themselves should have parted in pity. He was so small, and so endlessly alone. Morning brought exhaustion rather than relief. Barney's paws were bleeding, he was limping, and his once clean fur was matted with mud and burrs. He took a few steps and collapsed weakly onto the wet leaves. He just wanted to close his eyes and sleep, to give up. The forest had proven too strong. But suddenly, through the noise of the wind, he heard a sound. Not the snapping of branches, not the cry of a bird. It was a voice. Hoarse, broken from hours of shouting, but the most beloved voice in the universe. Barney, Barney. His little heart beat with renewed strength. Barney tried to stand, but his legs wouldn't obey. So he gathered all his remaining strength, raised his snout to the gray sky, and let out a bark. He put all his love, all his hope, and all his pain into that sound. The footsteps grew louder. A human figure emerged from the fog. The man fell to his knees right into the cold mud, pulling the trembling, dirty little bundle to his chest. The man wept, burying his face in the wet fur, while Barney weakly but happily licked his tear-stained cheeks. That evening, Barney slept by the fireplace again. He twitched in his sleep, still running from the shadows of the autumn woods. But now, a reliable hand guarded him. They say a dog is tied to its owner by a leash, but that's not true. The strongest leash in the world is invisible. It's woven not from leather or nylon, but from absolute devotion and love. This invisible thread can guide you through the darkest forest, save you from the most terrifying cold, and show you the way home when all hope is lost. We often think that we rescue our pets by bringing them into warm homes, but in reality, they are the ones who rescue us, reminding us that true love never gives up, even if it walks on very short legs.